Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 with a quick bit of news really, and that is that Transformer races are actually in the game right now. So for those who don't know, Transformer races were teased by Rockstar on their latest newswire, and it's the idea that you have a race where there are certain checkpoints which will change the vehicle that you're in. So one minute you could be driving a car, the next minute you hit a checkpoint, you change into riding a bike, the next checkpoint you hit and you're in a boat. So these are going to be coming to GTA at some point, and in the Rockstar newswire they said at some point in the fall. But the functionality has already been put into the game with the Smuggler's Run DLC. So because of that, there's actually a bug in the game that has allowed people to access these Transformer races before it's even been officially released. And the way that you do it, for those who just care about how to access it, is it's very, very simple actually. All you have to do is load up a stunt race that you have that has double checkpoints, a primary and a secondary checkpoint. What happens is that when you load up a stunt race that has a secondary checkpoint, that secondary checkpoint will be a Transformer race. And that means that you can then create races with all the functionality of Transformer races, and you get all access to everything that we will get when these are officially released, and you can create Transformer races for yourself right now before it has even been officially released. So when you if you don't want to sort of touch your regular stunt races that you have, all you have to do is make a copy of that race, and then you're free to play around with the Transformer races. So people have obviously noticed this. It's only 2 days after the DLC has come out. It's a very, very simple bug. It's not as if you have to do a complicated glitch or anything to get into it. It's a very simple bug, and people have been making Transformer races already, and the footage of which I'm showing on the screen right now. Pretty crazy that this functionality is in there. And it looks like, you know, the way that it works is that you simply go through a checkpoint and you change cars into something completely different. Now, in the creator, you have the ability to set what car that checkpoint is. It can either be the lobby vehicle, which is the vehicle that you start the race with, or you can set it to any one of 10 different vehicles throughout. So you can have basically 10 checkpoints that each have a different vehicle on it, no more than that. But it can be any vehicle and any class that you want, and this includes classes that we can normally not race. Things like the service class with taxis, the military vehicles class, you can actually get a tank in these things, the commercial class with big rigs, and you know, industrial and all this kind of stuff. All these vehicles that we can't usually race, most of them are going to be available to this new Transform race mode by setting them as a checkpoint. So this opens up a world of possibilities for us in the racing community. Obviously, it's going to create some amazing races just on their own, but it's also going to allow us to do proper multi-class racing. If you think about it, we can do races with some supercars and some muscle cars in the same race. You know, when it's specifically in an event, for example, that we'll be hosting and organizing, we can just set a secondary checkpoint off the track that spawns you into a specific vehicle, and people can go to that vehicle, then line up on the grid and start a race normally, and we can have a proper multi-class race. In addition to that, we can have what would be real multi-class races but with balanced vehicles. So imagine using the Moonbeam against a lot of vans, and using the Blister Compact against a lot of the regular compact cars. All these vehicles that are in the wrong classes, you could have, you know, the Bullet, the Drift Tamper, the Buffalo, the Pacewasser Dominator. All of those vehicles are in completely different classes, sports, supers, muscles, but they're all around the same pace, so you could have a race with all three of those vehicles. So it means a lot for us, not just from the basic functionality, but for what we can do with it. When it comes to events, we can put our own spin on it and be able to organize something that allows us to do incredible things. And this is the sort of thing that we've wanted for a long time, and it's the sort of thing that we've done in the past by using, you know, trainers and PC mods to spawn vehicles. Now we don't need to do that, and it's going to be available for everybody on all platforms. And just to point out that, you know, this bug is present on all platforms as well. It's Xbox, PC, PS4. Like I said, it's a very, very simple bug. You just load up a stunt race that has a secondary checkpoint, and that secondary checkpoint is a transformer checkpoint. So the footage that you're seeing on the screen is some very, very early stuff. Basically, what we were, you know, trying out on the stream tonight, just to get an idea of what it's like, get an idea of what the whole transformer races will be, what kind of vehicles that you can have in. You know, we see ambulances, we see the lost gang burrito, you know, the taxis and police cars, special vehicles that we can't use, as well as we have a rally race that has the Sultan RS from the Supers class, the new retinue from the Sports Classes class, and then the regular you know, rally cars that we are used to from the Sports class, the Omnis, the Tropos, things like that. So it just means it's something that we've wanted for a long time, to be able to get something like this and give us that freedom to be able to do, you know, make races that we want to make. Now, something to point out about this is that if you have custom vehicles turned on, then you go to a checkpoint and you don't have the custom version of that vehicle, you will be given a stock variant. You don't get a custom variant that is being modified for you or anything like that. So automatically somebody who has the custom variant will have an advantage, and that's something to keep in mind, because, you know, you could go into a race where you start off in supercars and you just have your regular supercar, and then it switches to a sedan that only one person in the lobby has the custom variant of, and then he will be much quicker than everybody else because everybody else will be in stock vehicles. So, you know, you can't get around that anyway, but obviously when it comes to organised races and organised racing events, that's not going to matter too much. And to be honest, it's a good thing to have custom vehicles available so we can still use them, but you can just turn customs off as well. With these transformer races, you can have it on standard or non-contact. It doesn't look like GTA mode is available. And what I'm expecting with this, when it is eventually released properly, is I'm expecting a new creator update. A new update, you know, we've had a few updates to the creator. The last major one was the Cunning Stunts update, where we got a lot of new props and things like that. From what people have been finding, because like I said, everything is already in the game right now. You know, Rockstar don't just drip feed the vehicles, they drip feed the content as well. So all of this stuff is in the game already. We're just waiting for Rockstar to enable it. There's actually quite a lot of new props being put into the game that people have found, you know, mainly to do with air races. So it looks like we're going to be having you know, stunt versions of air races. Obviously it fits in with the whole theme of the planes in the DLC, and there's lots of new air props with this transformer race style of race coming as well. It looks like we're going to be getting a big update to the creator. Now, in addition to that, there is a nice little feature that with blimps, when this eventually rolls out, with blimps you are able to change the text that is underneath the blimp. You can have it read whatever you want, so that would be quite interesting as well. But all the signs point towards a big creator update that will be coming whenever they decide to release it. Obviously, like they said, that was in the fall. It's already in the game now. Rockstar just whenever Rockstar decide to actually update it. But there are some things that can be accessed already, like these transformer races. I'm very much hoping with this creator update that we do get the ability to remove lampposts. That has been, and obviously any other real world props, that is something that's been in the what's called the dev creator for a long time. And I've mentioned it a lot before that via the use of PC mods, people have been able to access this sort of hidden level of creator where you can remove lampposts, you can remove real world stuff, you can do quite a lot of more advanced things. And maybe that was sort of a beta test for the whole thing. Maybe we're going to be getting that sort of thing for this creator update. I'm not expecting it, and I'm not hopeful of it, because if you get your hopes up, Rockstar will no doubt disappoint you anyway. But it would be nice, and like I say, all the signs point to a big creator update with these transform races. It would be nice if we got a few of these extra features that we know are already in the game that just aren't being released to us, like the ability to remove lampposts. So big news, really. Transformer races are here. If you want to try out any of the races that you've seen in this video, the links will be down below in the description. If you want to try it out, I don't know what Rockstar are going to do, whether they're going to patch this or just let it run. Obviously, just load up a stunt race with a secondary checkpoint and you'll be able to edit it and create it yourself. And it'll be interesting to see what happens when all of this is officially released and we get to see just fully what the functionality will be from the new creator. And that's pretty much what we're going to get, I think, from a personal perspective, but that's what all the signs point to. So quite exciting times. This is actually a hell of a lot more exciting than the Smuggler's Run DLC itself. You can keep all the planes. This is big news, and this is something that we've wanted for a long time. The ability to use these random vehicles, the ability to have races with different classes of vehicles in them at the same time. It's going to be really interesting times and quite exciting for what we do in terms of racing. But that's pretty much it for now. Hopefully this video has shone some light on the whole thing, and I really appreciate your support as always. Feel free to subscribe and all that good stuff, because there's going to be plenty more content regarding all of this and the Smuggler's Run DLC and all the retesting for the vehicles as well. So thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.